Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome. Namaste. Lovely to have you here today. Hi, my name is Sadhana, and I am here on Tuesdays doing live readings. And today I have created a mini spread that we will work with, and I'm going to do a group reading for the collective to begin as I share with you some of my thoughts and intentions for this new moon in Gemini energy. And there's a lot of, so I've said this before, I'm not an astrologer, but I really have been trying to deepen my astrological awareness and on a very elemental way been connecting to the planets and their synchronicities, their transits, and so forth. So this feels like a really interesting journey for me, and I would love at one point to study more about astrology. But what I'm offering to you in my readings and when I do bring in astrological associations is from a very intuitive perspective. I'm super interested in spending time more with Vedic astrology as well too, because as you know, that's connected to the traditions, the yogic traditions that I'm so comfortable with. Yeah. Hi, Lydiane. Hi, Lydiane. Welcome. Dee and Clevis, Donna, Patricia. Tarot Destiny. Hello, hello. I just need to get my list up because I want to make sure I have people's names at my fingertips. And I'm not sure that I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. So I'm just going to get my list up. Should have had that open. Okay. So Tarot Destiny is Janice. Janice. And Sadhana forgot to turn off her phone. So let me do that. That is the call that I should be taking. My daughter has a dentist appointment later and the dentist is calling. So I'll have to call them after. I had it written down, Janice. I just had to open the list to look at. Okay. All right. So Gemini new moon. So the Gemini, the moon is going to actually shift into Cancer later today. But we have this, the sun, of course, is in Gemini. And with a Mercury retrograde in Gemini, we've been talking about this over the last few weeks. This time in our lives, this past month, I don't know, I feel like this has been going on for a few weeks, where it's so important to get clear with our intentions and what it is we want to grow. So here we are with new moon energy in a very in a season where there might be a tendency to be almost overly weighing the pros and the cons, going back and forth and back and forth. It might be very hard to make decisions. But my sense is that this deep contemplation is actually really important. And it's important for us to take our time in making important decisions. Hello, Saskia. Welcome. So it might feel a little frustrating for some of us, but and it's funny because I was doing a reading and kind of struggling through my words and struggling through the reading in the last Lenormand session. And I feel like that's the energy of this season. But now here we are as we enter into this new moon cycle where the tendency where we want to be growing and developing and creating and so forth. Might have to close my window. My blinds are blowing in the wind. Okay, so the other I'm just going to do that. Bear with me. I'll keep talking. The other thing is when we think about the tarot and the Gemini energy, the element of air influencing the Suit of Swords, and how important communication is, there's also this influence of several important planets in Aries. And so we have kind of a fiery exclamation mark that is supporting and encouraging the growth over the next 2 weeks. But we need to be careful that we find a harmony and a balance with this. So there's a few things that I want to be watching out for in the readings today. And one is excessive air and fire. We really do want to find some sort of harmony and peace with that. I know these are small readings, so it's hard to get all of that in. But if you're doing larger readings for yourself, if you're doing 9 cards or bigger spreads, you'll have an opportunity to do that. The other thing too, so Mars is in its home, and Venus also this week moved into Taurus, which is a lovely energy. It's a beautiful energy. It's like it's a gift. It wants us to be who we are. It wants us to give ourselves permission to be who we are. And so there is also, despite all of these others in influences, an ease. So with Mars in Aries and Venus in Taurus, they're in homes. So the masculine, the divine masculine energy is home. The divine feminine energy is home. So the potential for harmony is also here. So there's that as well too. And with that ease, with the potential for that ease and that natural synchronicity, those energies will support us in developing whatever it is that you're growing, because each new moon we're looking to grow something, right? But I decided, instead of focusing on that today, to look at this whole topic of communication, because we are in a season where communication is really important. And I think the growth for each of us, a lot of you that watch this channel are doing your work, right? You've been doing this for a long time, and the access, the access through the throat chakra to something so much greater, for deeper connections with spirit, it's like it's right there. But it's almost as if there's a piece that is missing. And so in the readings today, what I am offering is 3 questions, and I'll weave it all together. But the first is there, or what is my limited perception? You know, sometimes we don't unnecessarily see the big picture. We can be a little myopic at times. So the first card is, what is my limited perception? Where do I tend to not see the whole picture? And then the second card is, what am I ready to open up to? So what is this greatness offering me? And then the third card, how can I work with this over the next 2 weeks? Okay, so I hope this provides you some insight. Hi, Candy and Erica. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to do a reading for the collective, just to kind of get a general, take the general temperature here. And I'm going to use the Majestic Tarot today. And why am I using this tarot? Well, I'll show you the box in case you don't know this deck. This one. This is a landscape. This is a tarot of landscapes. And it is a tarot that And this is a question I asked, I believe, in the chakra class last week. I'm looking for a deck that helps us to see the big picture. And this is one. I'm not sure it's the perfect one, but I'm also wondering if there are other tarot decks out there that take a step back to help us see, from a distance. And that's my intention for using this deck. Okay. So the first card is about my limited perception. So our limited perception as a collective. Where do we tend to get a little too focused on the details? It's creating a shadow. Okay. Oh, that's such a beautiful card. Okay. Interesting that this card would show up here, because you would think this would open up perception. So think about the ace. The ace is the pure potential for our insight. It is the pure potential for our voice. The aces, however, are the seed. They are underdeveloped. So perhaps what is going on here is, I almost feel like a little bit of arrogance in that, yeah, I've been doing this work for a long time and I kind of know what I'm working with. But I sense some humility is necessary. We might not know what our big truth is. And with the Ace of Clouds showing up here, I want to be completely open to seeing things from a new perspective. I have no idea what Spirit has in, I want to come into the mindset of a page, the mindset of a child. If I am ready to open up to a whole new level, to step through an amazing portal where I can see things from different angles and be inspired by new ideas, I need to let go of preconceived notions and start fresh. And to me, this would indicate perhaps releasing things that you have been working on for a long time that haven't come to pass. I want to say this is an opportunity to allow something completely fresh to awaken. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So we are ready. There's a tremendous amount of discomfort with this as well, too, in that it might be very unfamiliar. But there's this beauty and this harmony with the way that the planets are sitting right now that want us to be greater than we are. And the thing is, if we're not willing to let go of preconceived notions, we won't understand what it is that Spirit wants to offer us. I want to offer you a challenge. I want to offer you a challenge, and that is to, in your community, go somewhere. It could be a park, it could be a hill, someplace where people go to see the sunrise. And to get up the next few mornings and to go and climb a mountain, and to maybe your children even have a tree fort or something and you're able to go up into a tree, but to climb up to a point where you can see from a different perspective. And sometimes we need to embrace this physically. And I can almost feel the air on my face and running and blowing through my hair. So this is something that feels really important. So we have Ace of Clouds, Two of Clouds, and the Fool in the center. Okay. So the Two of Clouds, I'm smiling here. There's been a lot of this. I was talking about this energy of, I call it reevaluate, reassess, redesign, and so forth. And so there is this tendency to go back and forth and back and forth. But I want to say this to you. Know that even though there is this pull, there's this pull of fiery energy that wants to burst forward. It's okay right now to hold back for a little while longer. We have, I don't know, like another 2-week period where this reassessment, reevaluation, getting really clear, perhaps doing some more research, being open to the elemental influence. These are all air cards. Air, air, air. New moon in Gemini season. It feels a little off balance, but it also feels like an exclamation mark in that it really wants us to pay attention. So how can you release a preconceived notion? How can you let go of an expectation or a struggle with something you have been trying to develop for the past year? What if you were to let it go and open up to spirit and ask for something fresh, something new, something different, something greater than you ever imagined to come in? Kind of beautiful, isn't it, Donna? Yeah. No, there is no planning here. No planning at all. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Erica, did I say hello? Namaste. Welcome to you as well, too. All right. So I am open and available for individual readings. And if you want to work with the energy of the questions I'm proposing, that's cool. Or if you have other things that you'd like to ask, that is also wonderful. Okay. Another thing I have decided today, so I have another announcement. So in the Facebook group, I go live on Wednesday evenings, and I have decided to shift Oracle decks. And I am going to start using the Red Seeds Oracle as our inspiration for the week. And I'm going to start with Red Seeds 1. And this is our card for this week. So this is Ufrosini. So yeah, and then I will use the Red Seeds Tarot in conjunction with that. I've been wanting to get into it, and I just felt with this new moon energy, I was ready to shift Oracle decks. So if you're part of the Facebook group, which is linked in the description box below, yeah, I go live on Wednesdays and we have a little chat. It's a super small group, but it's kind of fun. Yeah. Okay. So no takers for readings today. Next week, I will not be here. Next week, I'm going away on a bit of taking 4 days off, and I'm going to go play golf. and just be with my partner and do whatever it is we want to do. Very quiet group today. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? You know, sometimes the moods are quite different. Yeah. Would anybody like just a single card pull, or I'm happy to do a 3-card regarding a particular question or just a general. Yeah. Candy. Okay, let's go to Candy. All right. Let's hold space for Candy as we explore these 3 questions. So the first card is about limited perception, perhaps. Ten of Trees. All right. 10 of Trees. I need to go with my first gut instinct, and that is well, when I'm looking at this card, you know, the whole thing, sometimes it's hard to see. And you can look at this expression in a couple of different ways, right? So it's hard to see the individual trees, the uniqueness of the lessons, the uniqueness of the trees for the whole landscape, the whole picture. There is an abundance of experiences. There is an abundance of lessons. So here we are in the suit of will. We're in the suit of drive. We're in the suit of creativity. We're at a culmination. We're at a completion where we really do sit in reflection, because when we get to this turning point of any of the suits, we know that it's time for things to change. And Candy, I'm almost feeling like you can't take everything with you. You can't take it all. You can't do it all, nor do you need to. And so what if in this transition to the one, which was very much the theme of the collective reading, you were to be okay with less? Be okay with less, and be okay with a new perspective and a new mindset, you know? Okay, so we're having some sort of limited perception with the 10 of Trees, perhaps not seeing that you carry more than you need. Oh, this card is so beautiful. I love this card. Four of Water. The colors in this card are absolutely just, they're so beautiful. So let's think about Four of Water, the energy of Four of Water. And the intention for this was, what am I ready? What am I ready to open up to? It almost just feels as if this card brings you into presence. We go from fire to water, fire to water. We go from trees to water. We go from masculine to feminine. We go from active to receptive. And the Four of Water creates this container. The Four of Water creates a sacred space for emotions to flow. I'm wondering if in the busyness of the Ten of Trees, you were not able to take time, not able to be, to allow your emotions to observe your emotions. And the Four of Water, while this card often, we there's a lot of negative descriptions that we have for this particular card, a lot of negative keywords. It's almost as if I feel like creating space, creating sacred space for your emotional experience and the beauty of that emotional experience. Think about Venus and Taurus energy is really important. So it's like almost as if you're riding this wave of this masculine feminine energy, and this is an invitation for you to slow down a little bit. Steward of trees. Okay, so we have fire, water, fire, the steward of trees. Are these statues? That is so interesting. I don't I haven't worked with this deck a lot, and I don't know if this is meant to be statuary or these are actually humans that are kneeling before this in this sacred space. But what do stewards do? What is the responsibility of stewards? And is this about caring for sacred space, creating sacred space, honoring sacred space? These cards to me feel like an invitation to slow down, but not this. The Steward of Trees is not going to let you become stagnant in your emotion. It's going to allow the emotion to it wants you to do something with the emotion, to do something with the passion. Um, it is it's the page. It's the page. So we were talking about in that first reading of um, fresh perspectives, letting go of expectations. And the 10 of trees, it is your myopic view, right? So we want to understand that we don't have to take it all with us. We don't have to carry it all with us. There is an option to do less. There's an option to feel. There's an option to start fresh, to venture off on that sacred journey that you've always wanted to venture off on. I know it's not the rider. The rider would be really cool to be here, but there's a stillness in the page. There's an honoring in the page. Okay, so the intention for this position was, where is my perspective a little bit narrow? What am I ready to open up to? I'm ready to open up to emotions. And over the next 2 weeks, how can I honor this? So perhaps you will find your emotional connection through quite literally becoming a steward of the trees, becoming a steward of I mean, in this particular deck, the energy of the trees feels it's so earthy. It's almost like there's a melding of energy between earth and fire. There's a responsibility. I think that's what's going on here. And so I'm feeling a beautiful connection between the Venus in Taurus and the Mars in Aries energy, but it's peaceful and it's calm and it's unified and it's harmonious. If this would be a perfect time to take a solo vacation, to reassess all that has been going on for you. Okay, thank you. These cards feel like medicine to the normal energy of the card. Overburdened becomes something more freeing. Apathy becomes a beautiful, vibrant space. Yeah, um, I feel these cards are really, really uplifting. They're very uplifting. All right, so Janice is next. Let me find Tarot Destiny. I see Janine has a question too. Okay. All right, Janice. How can I best move forward with my tarot practice? So let's keep the underlying energy of the intended 3 questions, because I think this will help to inform the development of your tarot practice as well too. Because the first card could indicate too much detail in a particular area of your tarot practice, right? I keep looking to my, and then what are you ready to open up to with your tarot practice? And how can you help to develop and grow that over the next 2 weeks? Okay. It's good when we have a particular topic to focus these questions on. Oh, we have an element card. Wow. Okay. So there are horizontal cards in this deck that are extra cards. And so your first card is the suit of trees. It's the element of trees. Let's describe this card. The trees are standing tall. Look how the trees grow. The trees grow through other trees. They grow through rocks. They grow through. Okay. So this is where your perception is limited. What are we seeing here? We're seeing the floor. We're seeing the foundation. We're not seeing the canopy. We're not seeing the sky. We're a little bit lost in the forest. Okay, so let's think about this. So this is your perception. Your perception is in details. It's in. So how can I try? I'm thinking like your perception is in, well, is it okay for me to go away from a little white book? What if I see something that is not associated with a traditional meaning? Is it okay to talk to that? And I think this card showing up here shows us that, yeah, your perception is your perception is caught. It's caught in a particular viewpoint. Okay, so let's leave it with that, and then we'll go on to see. Ooh, gosh. Okay, so then we're going to go to 9 of clouds. 9 of clouds, which is a storm. So we go from the calm to the storm. The 9 of air. And this one is, what am I ready to open up to? This feels like a full rattling up of how you perceive and how you read. If you are an intuitive reader, actually, I should read your comments, because you might be telling me, yeah, I'm a totally intuitive reader. I never follow a little white book. I see this as, so think about voice. Think about your tarot voice. and an opportunity for you to truly explore something spiritual. I'm thinking 333, the power of nine, the perfection of nine, but also the trust of nine. The whole idea that if we embrace the energy of clouds, we have a potential to help others transform. So I would invite you. Now, it was partly tongue in cheek, but I did two videos last Friday and the Friday before where I was talking about different reading styles. And not all of them were comfortable for me, and that probably showed in the videos. And if you go in the description box below those videos, there's time stamps. I don't know if I did it for the second one, time stamps to the different styles of reading. And I would invite you to try something completely different. And you can practice this, of course, on your own. You don't have to do this with friends and family at first, but just to be open to shaking it up, maybe using decks that you're not comfortable with, trying something that is going to inspire and shift the energy of your voice. Okay. Oh, you follow the guide. Okay. So that's what so this feels very little white book and narrow perspective. And this feels like it's time to shake it up. Okay. This is creature of clouds. I really need to look at I need to look at the energy of the court cards. So this is the queen. The creature is the queen. Complete alignment with the element, creating with the element. Creature of clouds. So the the creatrix of clouds. So this means you can find your own voice. This is about you owning your own voice and your own style and your own way, and letting go of how you think that you are supposed to do it. The creature of clouds is highly in tune with spirit. The creature of clouds has almost like a direct channel to spirit. The element of air, very closely connected to ether, is, this feels really, really good. When I see this card, I often think about that favorite card of mine. I never use this deck. I think I've actually sold it. The Queen of Swords in the Ostara Tarot. And it's not unlike the Queen of Swords in the Druidcraft Tarot, where there is so much confidence and trust in one's voice, one's truth. So this is a bit of a practice, but I think this is your invitation to let it rip, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Janice. All right. I'm seeing that Saskia is next, but I'm just going to see what Donna has to say. Yes. Okay. Great. All right. So this reading is for Saskia, and we'll work within the energy of the spread. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Okay. It's fun to use a different deck. And Janice, this deck is not one that it has that airy quality to it because of the landscapes, and it gives a different voice. And so I would encourage you to choose a deck that gives you a different voice. And so it's almost as if the deck empowers your voice until you gain the confidence to say what you want to say and allow what you want to say to come through. All right. This reading is for Saskia. Okay, so Saskia, where might your perception feel limited, and how can you begin to expand that, to communicate, to see, to perceive more clearly? Wow. Okay, another ace. Ace of water. So if the intention for this particular position is where, do you remember in the collective reading, I was talking about unlocking the potential of the seed, and also the fact that this fresh start, this new beginning, the new season, the trust and the vibrancy of stepping into something unfamiliar can bring so much greatness. And so this one, the element of water, is going to unlock. It's going to unlock perhaps uncomfortable feelings or unfamiliar feelings, emotions. Let's look at so we have the waterfall in the distance. We have the river that is flowing relatively peacefully. And so there's definitely an awareness of emotions. There's a awareness of the movement of energy and feelings. But I'm wondering if you have invited this seed to open up, or you have kept the seed of the Ace of Water locked in a box. Just a thought. Okay, so let's go. I need to keep going back to so what are you ready to open up to? Greatness. You're ready to open up to greatness. So again, we have water and fire. And this particular card is really auspicious to show up today because this is your Mars in Aries energy. So this feels very Venusian. And then how? Okay, so how is trust? How is trust? Wow. So you said general reading. I know this whole deck is all landscapes, but what I said earlier, that invitation for everybody to get up at sunrise and go to see the view and to get the full perspective feels really important. Your potential to expand and to grow, to perceive, to step forward is it's definitely within your control, and I want to say you can do more, you can dream bigger, you can plan larger, you can inspire bigger. Like, don't be limited by your past experiences. Allow your biggest dreams, paint your biggest dreams, plan your biggest dreams, trust that your biggest dreams can come true. You can manifest them. I'm going to go back to this first card because there's something here that feels really important. We have air, right? So this is the Aquarius card. In order for this to expand and to grow, in order for you to develop, to see something, to see whatever it is is in your dreams to come through to fruition, there's a emotional quality that is necessary. It's like, I want you to open Pandora's box and to allow whatever feelings, whatever, because it's through that you will be guided and you will know which direction to go. Loving your conversations in the chat here. So ask your emotions. Lie down, close your eyes, feel the emotions in your body, and let yourself be guided by the emotions. Create from the emotions. Expand from the emotions. Let the emotions guide you rather than your head. I feel that's what this is. That's what this is saying here for you. Sometimes a waterfall, a good cry, is what we need to unlock the potential, to unlock the idea. It's almost as if your muse is the emotions. Okay, Michelle. Let's hold space for Michelle. As we explore this new moon in Gemini energy for Michelle, potentially bringing clarity to communication, new ways of perception, while being mindful of natural harmonies that are guiding her path. This is a peaceful card. So the intention with the first card was about limited perception. Okay. Let's see where we can go with this one. So this is the 3 of water. If this is limited perception, I'm sensing that your circle, your viewpoint is local. It's on the groups that you know. It's on the familiar. And what if you allowed the triangulation of the 3 of water? So if you imagine a triangle right here, and this is the 3 of water, I'm seeing like a geyser open up, and your power of connection with others expands to a whole new level. Okay, so this is the page of Earth, the Steward of Stone. And death. This is a really interesting theme that's coming through. So I want to go back to the reading for the collective at the beginning, and there was this sense of naivety, naivety, and a willingness to see things completely differently. And I really, really sense that if we could. So I can give you a personal example. Like I have a project that's kind of been on the go for a while, and I thought I had a good start, but I think it was a false start. And there's something else that is coming to pass that I feel really excited about that I've never done before. And so it's like trusting. It's trusting in a new and unfamiliar adventure. So this is the How card. The How card is completely releasing, and you fill in the blank. The Steward of Stone, the Page of Stone card, is the one that reminds you that you are fully capable of going in and growing from your level of comfort. Okay, so let's wind this all to let's bring this all together. So if the Three of Water, which is an auspicious, happy, positive card, is your limited perception, all this does is it tells me that so much more is possible. So much more. You are able, and this I said this with somebody else too, right? This is somebody else had the ace here. So you have um brought in connections, you have created circles, and you've brought people together. But there's a whole new opportunity that is awaiting for you. And in order to do that, something must be completely released. And that, for us humans, is so hard. It's really hard to let those ideas go. And only spirit knows why. We don't need to know why. We just need to trust that this is an opportunity for you to start fresh. Do any of you know, I don't have it out. There's this one card in the Osho Zen Tarot where there's this old man. It's that I don't know if he's holding a cricket or a butterfly or a little tiny creature on his hand. And it's like, or maybe it's like the Fool in the Sasrabito, or, oh, do I still have it out? Oh no, I have to put it away. Yeah. Anyway, blessings to you on your new adventure, and know that it's going to be okay to release what needs to be released. Okay. Thank you. And I see Bunny Kisses is here. Welcome to you. Janine is next. Okay. Janine. Janine, you're so good about your donations. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. You've been a great supporter over the years. You are having to make changes to your current job this September, increase of working hours, financial and other implications, including giving up my volunteer work. Okay. Okay. Um, feel like I haven't seen you for ages, Michelle. So Janine, let's spin this with the energy of what's going on in the stars right now, okay? So you're having to make changes to your current job this September. Increase of working hours. It has financial and other implications, including giving up volunteer work. Okay. All right. So what are you not seeing, or what are the details that you're getting lost in? What are you ready to open to, and how might you work through this in terms of this shift in energy with your job? Happy birthday. Bunny kisses. Am I allowed to say your name? I can never, and I know you have a couple of names, so I'll just call you Bunny Kisses. Happy birthday, Bunny Kisses. All right, so this reading is for Janine. Let us hold space for her as we look into the energy around, the shifting energy around our job. And its implications. Ooh, we have another element card. This is the ether card. How can this possibly be a myopic view? Okay. This is so gorgeous. Such a gorgeous card. The only way that I could bring this into the meaning of the first position is a lack of grounding. So that there's a lot of prayer, there's meditation, there's walks outside, talking to the moon at night, but the practical, the drawing of the mind maps, the testing the waters with something, or perhaps stepping away from the volunteer work now to see how it feels, or cutting down with the volunteer work now, like practically kind of testing the waters, right? Instead of sitting back and dreaming and praying and all of that. So that's the only way that I could bring this into the first position. Okay. I mean, it's such a gorgeous card, and this is not a bad place to be, but sometimes practical, practical steps are necessary. Okay. All right. I wonder if this is it possible that the volunteering is connected to your caretaker archetype? Janine, yes, that's the card I was thinking of. Correct. Is it possible that your volunteer work is connected to a caretaker archetype? I need to finish this thought, and then I'm going to talk about this card more. And the reason I'm saying that is sometimes when we volunteer, it's not really fulfilling any spiritual purpose. And I was guilty of this for so many years, so busy with volunteer work. True, like, what do you call it? Karma yoga, seva, to truly be in service. We go to the volunteer work, we take on the task, and we observe our response to it. There's there's not a sense of busyness about it. It has a it's a being guided energy. And so with the moon showing up here, the reason I'm asking this is because the moon invites us to look at our shadows. And I'm wondering if one of your shadows has to do with the caretaker archetype and your relationship with the caretaker archetype. There is, in stepping away from, in shifting your energy, in shifting your work, it's almost as if spirit is nudging you into your discomfort so you can pay attention to something that you haven't been willing to process before. If this feels really uncomfortable and awkward, it is for your greatest good, right? The harder the change is, the bigger the lesson. The bigger the lesson. Okay, you said, I was pondering whether to give it up now, continue until September, really, as I won't be able to continue when I go back working full time. So I would suggest, if you could, only do 1 day a week, or do one shift a week, or I want you to observe the influence or the reason why you do it, or how the volunteer work is, what it's doing for you, what its role is. What is the volunteer work's role in your life? And I'm thinking it's connected to some sort of samskara, some sort of shadow that has a great lesson for you. There's a reason why you need to release it. And the more you can understand why this needs to be harmonized, released, balanced, the easier it will be to step into this opportunity to go back to work full time, which feels fiery. So the How card. Okay, so the How card is Two of Stone, right? Which is the balance card. So I'm going to say that releasing the bulk of the volunteer work, and even taking on a different role, or completely releasing the volunteer work and seeing how that feels in your personal practices, home life, and so forth, might be just what you need. I have done it for 3 years for experience to change my work from government to advocacy. I suppose I'm clinging on to it now, as I don't want to lose the link to the organization. Okay, so I want you to go really deep and think about, especially when I see that word clinging, right? You know how strong that word clinging is. What happens if I let go and I trust? So this part of this shadow could also be a control issue. Hmm. Okay. Sit with that for a little bit, and let me know how you're doing. And come back in a few weeks, and please check in. Okay, Janine? Thank you. Do you include people for a reading? I'm just reading Patricia's comment. I don't, yeah, if people don't want a reading, I don't give them a reading. Okay, let's catch up on the chat here, see if there's anything I missed. Oh, and Joseph. Hello, Joseph. I didn't say hello to you. Welcome. So this is happy birthday, bunny kisses. June 17th, 1962. All right. So your birthday's in a few weeks. I'm going to just go to one other resource. All right, so Gemini. June 17th, so third decan. Sorry, I'm just doing a couple of calculations here. Get my calculator open. All right, so 6 plus 17 plus 1962 equals 1985. So 18 and 5 is 23, which is a 5. And then 6 plus 17 plus 2022 is 11. Ooh, that's a good number. 11. Okay. Okay, so Hierophant and Justice. All right, so this reading is for Bunny Kisses. Looking ahead, her year ahead. So how cool how you mix astrology with the tarot together. Okay. I met Bunny Kisses once. She made a couple of boxes for me. It's really cool, you know, different classes that I've taught. I've met a lot of you on Zoom and different places. It's nice when I can imagine your faces. Okay. So I'm going to work within the energy of this spread and then add the layers for the birthday and the year ahead. Holy cow. Okay, so this is your card. This is the so the 10 of clouds is the minor arcana card for the third decan of Gemini. That in itself feels pretty darn awesome. Oops, what am I doing here? I should have that file. Oh, maybe I closed it. I might have closed it. Good night, Saskia. Sleep well. You're welcome. Okay, now this is a black and white image. The intention of the first position here was where or how is my vision limited? And we're at the 10 of clouds. We're at the energy of the wheel. We are turning the corner to opening the voice, opening the throat. And I want to say clearing. Cle- okay. I want to go to throat chakra medicine. Your question is, what do my guides want me to know transitioning into this time? I feel as if there is an aspect of yourself that wants to find its voice. It's like coming out of the closet, allowing yourself to be heard in a different way. Issues of trust may have been a problem, but I think your guides want you to know that it is okay to trust. It is okay for you to emerge authentically, that there is nothing to hide if you trust. The creature is the queen. So the creator, the creatrix of water, the water of water queen. She is so intuitive. She is so in touch with the environment of emotions. And to me, this feels like a complete um, release and purification of, I feel like there's been a veil. There's been a veil that hasn't allowed your beauty to emerge. And the creator of water is in complete harmony and trust with spirit and wants you to let that shine through. And then we have spirit of water. I have a feeling, is this, just one second. So we have the queen and the king of water. We have the queen and the king of emotion. Look at this letting go. Waterfalls. Is there a waterfall on Vancouver Island where you could do some sort of a cleansing ritual ceremony? I know it's still a little bit cool, but imagine walking into a waterfall and taking whatever it is you've been holding for all these years and then allowing yourself to be cleansed in the waterfall. So the creature of water creates this beautiful environment where it's safe for emotions and feelings to transform and to be shared. And the king is take some action and some. When I think of the energy of the kings, they do something with the teachings. They do something with the lessons. And if I read this on a mundane level, this would be about you coming out of the emotional spiritual closet to share something that you've done in the back room for some time. And it might feel super vulnerable, but that's kind of where we started today. I want you to go back to if you can watch the playback and go back to the reading for the collective at the beginning. It's like this theme of the new moon in Gemini, the the Pluto trine Mercury thing, right? It's like there's so much spiritual potential here. And let's not waste it. Let's be as great as we possibly can be and trust that spirit has us and will carry us through on this journey. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you all for being here today, for for sharing and supporting each other in the chat. It's always beautiful to see that. And 12:30. Oh, I still have time. Sorry. We're not at the time. So here we go. So Amanda is next. I will do Amanda's reading. That's right. I didn't start at the top of the hour. You're welcome. All right, Swan Spirit. Hello. All right, let me see if you have a specific focus. I'm not sure where you came in, Amanda, so I'm going to need to find you. Okay. I'm just going to have to go through the chat slowly, and that gives me a chance to catch up a little bit. Okay. I went back too far. Donna, new moon here was yesterday at 7:30. Okay, so it's a general. Okay, a general for Amanda. Okay, cool. I will do that. Thanks for your help. I appreciate it. There we go. I found her. Okay. Hi, Tina. Om to you as well. Om and Prem. All right, so this reading is for Swan Spirit. These cards shuffle beautifully, by the way. I've used this deck, don't get me wrong. I've used it several times, but it's just not one that I have out a lot. But it felt so perfect for the energy of today. All right, so let us hold space for our lovely Swan Spirit as we contemplate how the energies of the universe are influencing her at this time. We'll carry on with the theme of the first card, giving us information about where we might be a little too detail-oriented, where the perception might be okay. So the first card is the 11th card, Council of Law. And please know, if anything I ever say feels harsh, it's not intended that way. It's just meant to be. It's important that I'm honest with you and I let you know what's coming through. So what I'm picking up here is that sometimes what is just how karma comes into balance doesn't always feel fair. It doesn't feel like, wow, like sometimes when the dust settles, we have this feeling like, oh my God, not again. The world is against me kind of energy. And I feel with this card showing up in the first position, this is a reminder to, again, step back, to be in a place of trust, to know that things are falling into alignment just as they should be. I also sense a need to let go of a need to control how things are playing out. I feel as if Spirit wants to create spaciousness for you. We have had this ace before today. So this is the opening up card. This is the opening to, and remember, we're talking about perception today. We're talking about seeing things from a new perspective. This is about slightly unfamiliar emotions, uncomfortable emotions, allowing the waters to flow in a different direction, to carve a new path. There is so much majesty and grandeur. And I almost feel like a sensitivity. There is an there's an I'm going in the direction of you opening up to the possibilities of a new relationship. That's where I'm going. And understanding that however this came down, even though it might seem overwhelming, to be open to possibilities, to begin to crack through, break through all that has maybe created some hostility or tension or pain or the need to over self protect at this time. Spirit wants you to let go and to be free. I can see you wearing a chiffon dress. Who wears chiffon dresses? You know, that kind of dress that is flowing and free. Maybe no shoes, you know, that kind of energy. So how can you go about this? Look at the gesture of the woman in this card. She is facing the sunrise. We talked about this earlier today about getting up and facing the sunrise. Um, there is an invitation in this card. There's an invitation to open to the power, to the energy of the universe, and allow yourself to be guided. I just want to pause there. This is such a powerful card of healing, the Temperance card. And what I'm seeing here is this is the new water, this is the new fire. This is bringing in a lost vitality that you so desperately need. This is about you. And when you go for a walk, you know, you slightly tilt your head back, you open your hands, and you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. And you do that because it feels good, but also because it creates a connection and a sense of peace and so forth. It's your time to let go of this and to know that the world is your oyster. You are healing. You are beautiful. You are deserving of love. You are deserving of passion and warmth and strength. This is so beautiful the way these two cards are playing off each other. And it's like if you are willing to let the dam burst, if you're willing to open up, you will receive and you will find peace and balance through that. Hmm. That's so nice. So beautiful. Hi, Joel. Welcome. And I see we have CG. Yes. And this gesture, so standing in this gesture with the hands open, right? So the hands are connected to the heart space and the shoulders are slightly up and back, right? You are open to love, you're open to energy, you're open to the world, you're open to healing, you're open to wellness. It is. It's truly beautiful. Okay. Hmm. Thank you. Um, Unfortunately, remember when my phone rang at the beginning today? There was a phone call from the dentist, and my daughter has a dentist appointment, and I need to see what that's about. So I am going to sign off for today, but I did do a reading for the collective at the top of the session. So if you have time to go back and read the or listen to the initial reading, it was pretty powerful. So I want to invite you to do that. So thank you all very much for being here today. I will not be here next week. I'll be back in 2 weeks. I will see you on Friday. So I'll still do a session on Friday. And yeah, and then I'm taking a few days off. So take good care of yourselves and namaste, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks, Donna.